People love to talk about wealth like it's a mysterious formula locked inside ancient books. The reality is much simpler and a lot less comfortable. Getting rich doesn't require genius. It requires a brutal, uncompromising honesty with yourself and the courage to act strategically. Centuries ago, Niccolo Machiavelli observed human behavior and realized something crucial. Reality does not reward goodness or wishes. It rewards those who face the world exactly as it is, without illusions. From a young age, we are handed a script. Go to school, follow instructions, memorize the rules, get a safe job, save a little money, and hope for a quiet retirement. It's a life built entirely around routine and predictability. Large systems do not want millions of independent wealth builders. They need stability. They need reliable, manageable workers to keep things functioning smoothly. Predictable people are incredibly easy to control. Sticking to that script will reward you with survival, but survival is a completely different game than wealth. What feels like a safe, stable paycheck often becomes a cage of delayed risk, where inflation quietly eats your savings and your opportunity to build something greater slips away. If you want to step out of that cage, you must change the questions you ask. An employee wakes up and asks, "How much can I earn today?" A wealth builder asks, "What can I build today that will keep earning tomorrow?" This line graph maps out the exact problem with the traditional path. When your income depends completely on your time, you are trading a currency that constantly runs out. 1 hour of work equals 1 unit of pay. The moment you stop working, the income stops entirely. To break this ceiling, you have to shift your focus to assets that can be replicated at zero marginal cost. A single piece of software or a digital platform is built once, but can serve thousands of people simultaneously. Because the work is done up front and the delivery is automated, the income begins to decouple from your schedule, creating the diverging curve you see here. Escaping the middle class requires this structural shift. You must stop trading hours for a paycheck and start engineering systems where your personal, physical effort is no longer the bottleneck for your financial output. You don't start this process by focusing on the money, though. You begin by ignoring the cash entirely and focusing strictly on mastery. You choose one specific practical skill, sales, coding, writing, negotiation, and you sharpen it every single day. You treat it like a weapon. You practice while others relax until your competence becomes impossible to ignore. These hard skills operate as the true weapons of the modern economy. You don't need a paper credential hanging on a wall, and you certainly don't need to wait for a corporation's permission to start applying them in the real world. Your skill creates actual utility. What utility produces value, and a massive surplus of value acts as a gravitational pull that inevitably drags capital in your direction. A lot of highly skilled people stay poor, however. They hit a wall because they are terrified of being seen. The fear of looking foolish or facing criticism keeps them hidden in the crowd. Machiavelli understood that perception dictates power. The way you present yourself to the world, your confidence, your clarity, your branding, directly controls the volume and quality of opportunities you attract. The most successful builders understand human desire and use it to sell an identity. They connect a product to a specific feeling of success or belonging. When someone buys from them, they are paying for a version of themselves that feels more confident or holds a higher social status. Choosing to stay invisible out of fear is far more dangerous than trying and failing. The modern market rarely rewards the quietest, most deserving person in the room. It disproportionately rewards the highly visible one. Once you have the skill and the attention, you apply leverage. Leverage is the mechanism that takes a single hour of your effort and amplifies it into continuous returns long after the work is done. Wealthy people architect their lives around 3 strict principles: own, control, and multiply. You stop working for money and start accumulating assets you control completely. The internet is the most powerful leverage machine ever created for exactly this. One piece of software, one video, or one digital platform can be distributed to millions of people globally with zero additional effort on your part. Your transition out of the employee mindset is fully complete when you stop clocking in to perform manual tasks and you start engineering self-sustaining systems that perform the heavy lifting for you. But stepping onto this path carries a heavy cost. The moment you start rising above the script, resistance is guaranteed. People who chose to play it safe will criticize you, minimize your progress, and resent the risks they never took themselves. Even if you make it past the criticism and start earning serious money, a new trap appears. A lot of people suddenly confuse wealth with status. They buy expensive liabilities, luxury watches, cars, trying to impress strangers, and quickly lose everything they built. The truly wealthy treat every dollar they earn as a soldier. They don't waste their soldiers on flashy symbols. They deploy them back into the market to capture more income-producing assets. Because success attracts opportunists and competitors, those assets have to be guarded. You build legal fortresses, contracts, structures, strategic boundaries around everything you create, ensuring your power doesn't become a vulnerability. If you decide to pursue extraordinary financial results, you have to accept that you will sacrifice universal social approval. You trade the comfort of blending in for the strict necessity of defensive strategy. You realize pretty quickly that real wealth has absolutely nothing to do with private jets or a massive corporate paycheck. Those are just symbols, and often they're just distractions. Wealth is absolute control. It is the authority over your own time, the freedom to design your environment, and the unshakable ability to say no without fear. The final evolution of a true builder looks beyond their own lifespan. They design multi-generational systems, ideas, assets, and structures that continue to provide value and shape the world long after the creator is gone. But no one is coming to rescue you. Your boss, the government, society, they are not going to pull you out of the script. The responsibility to abandon the routine and build your own leverage falls entirely on you. Wealth is a brutally simple equation of skill and leverage. It isn't hidden, but it is reserved. It belongs strictly to those who have the courage to walk through the fire of discomfort to claim their independence.